Very good morning, dear children. We are going to see the second part in lesson 17. We have seen about the plant kingdom. We have seen up to algae and fungi and their differences. Next, we need to see about bryophytes. Bryophytes are the primitive and the simplest group of plants. These are terrestrial, primitive and simplest group of plants. They are terrestrial and non-vascular cryptogams. That is, the xylem and phloem tissues are not available in these bryophytes. So they are considered to be non-vascular cryptogams. Bryophytes live on land and in water. Therefore, they are named as amphibians. What do you mean by amphibians? The animal like frog, they both can live in, they can live both in water and land. Is known as amphibians, இருவாழ்விகள். So here the bryophytes are the amphibians in the plant kingdom. Water is essential to complete their life cycle. So bryophytes have distinct alternation of generation, gametophytic generation and sporophytic generation. Gametophytic generation is dominant and sporophytic generation is small. Sporophytic generation depends on the gametophytic generation. The gametophytic plant can either be thalloid, that is liverwort. I will show the picture of this liverwort, or leafy mosses. Also I will show the picture for mosses. The plant remains fixed to the substantium with the help of root like structure called rhizoids. Let's see the structure of rhizoid now. This is a bryophytic plant. See the root like structure. It is not at all a root, it is a root like structure. Okay, so this is the speciality of a bryophyte. The plant remains fixed to the substantium with the help of a root like structure called rhizoids. These roots are known as rhizoids. These roots are known as rhizoids. Okay, see in this picture, these are rhizomes, rhizoids, roots like structure is known as rhizoids. Okay, girls, please you continue see the textbook page number 196. I am going to explain that with the slides. Okay, sexual reproduction is oogamous type. What do you mean by oogamy? It is a type of heterogamy in which large immotile egg cell can fuse with a small motile sperm cell. It is evolved from the angiogamy as the third stage of evolution in the sexual process. It mostly occurs in animals. It also occurs in plants like bryophytes, ferns and gymnosperms. So I hope you understand what is oogamy, oogamous type. Okay, let's go to the textbook now. Continue to see your textbook. They have well developed sex organs like antheridia and archegonia. The male sex organ is antheridium, which produces anthrozoid. The female sex organ is archegonium, which contains an egg. Anthrozoid swims with the help of water and reaches the archegonium. It fertilizes the egg and forms zygote. Zygote is with 2n number of chromosomes. Zygotes is the first cell which develops into sporophytic generation and produces haploid spore, that is only n number, by meiosis. Spore is the first cell of the gametophytic generation. So they have after seeing your textbook, just go through this slide shown. You can easily understand the formation of zygote. Okay, see, this is the picture. It is not given in your textbook. I have included as an extra point. Okay, see the sex organ given here. So this is male sex organ, this is female sex organ. This is the rhizoid, the root like structure. Bud is developed. It may be male, it may be female. A matured gametophyte. So what is this? Antheridium and archegonium. See this antheridium and archegonium. This is the structure of antheridium. Okay, so the cluster of sex organ is given here, male, female. Okay, egg, formation of egg is now happening. What is that? The sperm. This is sperm, little dots you can see here. No, so this sperm swim and enter into the canal and forms embryo. Next, matured sporophyte is developed. This is sporangium. When it matured enough, it breaks and operculum is broken. This is operculum. It is broken and spores are released. So each spore develops into new plant. Okay, each spore develops into Protonema, develops into this new plant. This is the life cycle of this bryophyte. I hope you understand. If you didn't understand, you again go through this video and picture. It will be very clear for you. Next, in your textbook, they have given as section number 17.3.1 as classification of bryophyte. Bryophytes are classified into three classes. They are Hepaticae, Anthoceratiae and Muci. Hepaticae, there are lower form of bryophyte. They are simple in structure than most. The sporophyte is very simple and short-lived. This is this liverwort. Example for this sporophyte is liverwort. Next, Anthoceratiae, Anthoceratiae. Gametophyte is undifferentiated as thallus. Rhizoids are unicellular and unbranched. Protonemal stage is absent. Sporophyte is differentiated into foot and capsule only. Next, Muci, that is Funaria. There are higher form in which the gametophyte is differentiated into stem, leaf and root-like part. Protonemal stage is present. Sporophytes are differentiated into foot, seta and capsule. This is mass. Okay. Economical importance of this bryophyte. Bryophytes prevent soil erosion. Sphagnum can absorb large amount of water, hence it is used by the gardeners in nursery. Peat, which is a valuable fuel like coal, is obtained from sphagnum. So these are all the economical importance of bryophyte. Next, we need to see about pteridophyte. What is pteridophyte? Pteridophytes are the first true land plants with xylem and phloem. As I have already told you, xylem and phloem are the vascular tissues which will help to like blood veins in our body. Xylem and phloem acting. Okay, hence they are called vascular cryptogams. The main plant body is differentiated into true root, stem and leaves. Pteridophyte also exhibit alternation of generation. The diploid sporophytic phase alternates with the haploid gametophytic phase. Sporophyte is the dominant phase. Sporophytes reproduce by means of spores. Spores are produced in sporangium. The sporangia bearing leaf are called sporophyll. Most of the plants produce only one type of spore, either microspore or megaspore. Let's see what is microspore and megaspore now. Microspores are land plant spores that develop into male gametophyte, whereas megaspores develop into female gametophyte. The male gametophyte gives rise to sperm cell, which are used for fertilization of an egg cell to form a zygote. So microspore stands for male gametophyte, megaspore stands for female gametophyte. I hope you now understand what is microspore and megaspore. So what is microspore, megaspore? If both are present in only one type of spore, that is homosporous, in some plants both the microspore and megaspore are produced, so that are known as heterosporous. One plant itself produces both the spores, means it is heterosporous. One spore at one plant means it is homosporous. Is it clear? Spores give rise to gametophytic generation called prothallus, which is short-lived and independent. The gametophyte produces the multicellular sex organs, Antheridium which produces anthrozoid male gamete and Orchicorium which produces an egg female gamete. The anthrozoid fertilizes the egg and form diploid zygote. It develops into an embryo which is differentiated into sporophyte. Now let's see about the classification of pteridophyte. Psilopsida, Lycopsida, Sphenopsida and Pteridopsida or the classification of sporophyte. Let's see the pictures for them. The first picture is for Psilopsida. Psilotum. This is Lycopsida. This is Spheculopsida. Sphenopsida. Sphenopsida. This is Pteridopsida. These are all the 4 examples. Let's see the economical importance of pteridophyte. The first point they have given about fern. Ferns are used as ornamental plants. You might have seen this fern in many places as a decorative purpose. Okay. Next, the rhizomes and petioles of Dryopteris yield the vermigue drug. This Dryopteris. It is used as a drug. Okay. Now this is water fern. It is used as a food by some people. The sporocap of Marcellina, that is water fern, is used as a food by some people. In the water fern வேறு ஒன்றும் கிடையாது, ஆராக்கீரை. நம்ம ஆராக்கீரைன்னு கீரை விற்கிறவங்க வித்துட்டு வருவாங்க இல்லையா, water fern. This is also a pteridophyte. Okay, these are all the economical importance of pteridophyte. Next, they have given about the differences between bryophyte and pteridophyte in your text. Bryophyte and pteridophyte. Plant body cannot be differentiated into root, stem, leaf in bryophytes, but in pteridophyte, plant body can be differentiated into root, stem and leaf. Bryophytes are amphibians. Pteridophytes are true land plants. Vascular tissues are absent in bryophyte. Vascular tissues like xylem and phloem are present here in pteridophyte. The dominant phase of the plant body is gametophyte. The dominant phase of the plant body is sporophyte. Sporophytic generation depends on the gametophytic generation, example rhizia. Gametophytic generation does not depend on the sporophytic generation. These are all the difference between bryophyte and pteridophyte. Next we need to see about gymnosperms. Gymnosperms are naked seed plant. அதாவது விதை வெளியில தெரியும், திறந்த விதை தாவரங்கள்னு சொல்வோம். The ovules is not enclosed by ovary. Gymnosperms have 2 phases in its life cycle, gametophytic and sporophytic phase. Sporophytic plant body is dominant and it is differentiated into root, stem and leaf. They have well developed vascular tissues like xylem and phloem. The water conducting tissue is transient and the food conducting tissue is sieve cell. They have cone in which sporangia and spores are produced. முக்கவாசி விதை எப்படி இருக்கும்னா அந்த cone shapeல கூம்பு கூம்பா இருக்கும். Okay. Let's see about gymnosperms and their classification. Let's see in the picture. This is cycadale. What is this cycadale? These are palm-like small plants. The palm பனமரம் மாதிரி இருக்கும். Erect and unbranched. Leaves are pinnately compound forming a crown. They have taproot system and coralloid root. Example, Cycas species. See, this is this example picture. Okay. Next, this is Ginkgolis. These are large trees with fan-shaped leaves. Fan-shaped leaves. The leaves are எல்லாம் பாருங்க fan மாதிரி, அதாவது hand fan மாதிரி இருக்கும். Ginkgo biloba is the only living species in the group. இந்த குரூப்ல இந்த ஒன்று தான் இருக்கு, இந்த ஒரு plant தான் இருக்கு. They produce unpleasant smell. Smell is not pleasant. This is coniferales. These are evergreen trees with cone-like appearance. They have needle-like leaves or scale leaves. Seeds are winged and produced in female cone. Pinus is an example. See, this is one. This is that. Nettles. Nettles are small group of plants. இந்த இலை பாருங்க, அது பக்கத்துலேயே கூம்பா விதை இருக்கும். ஓகே, தே பொசஸ் அட்வான்ஸ்டு கேரக்டர் லைக் ஆஞ்சியோஸ்பம். பூ மாதிரி தெரியுது இல்லையா, பூ இருந்தாலே அது ஆஞ்சியோஸ்பம். ஆனால் இது வந்து பூ மாதிரி இருந்தாலும் இது பூக்கும் தாவரம் கிடையாது. ஆஞ்சியோஸ்பம் மாதிரி இருக்கும், இட் இஸ் நாட் ஆஞ்சியோஸ்பம். Ovules are naked but developed on flower like shoot. Ovules தான் flower மாதிரி தெரியுது. Okay, this is an example. So what is the economical importance of gymnosperm? In section 17.5.2 they have given the economical importance of gymnosperm. You go through the text as well as you can see the video. Wood of many conifers are used in the paper industry. Pinus, agathis, this is agathis. Paper industry la it is used. Okay. Coniferous or the source of soft wood for construction, packing and plywood industry. This is example. Cedrus, this is agathis. These are the two example in this plywood industry. Turpentine, an essential oil extracted from the resin of pinus, is used for paint preparation. You can see this picture. This is pinus. So this is the turpentine oil extracted from the resin of the pinus. Okay, it is also used medically to get relief from pain, etc. Seeds of Pinus gerardiana are edible. இதில் உள்ள seed கூட edible, சாப்பிடலாம். Ephedrine is an alcoholic extracted from ephedra. This is that one, alcoholic extract. It cures asthma and respiratory problems. Medicinal value it have. Okay. This is Orugeria bidwilli. Is an ornamental plant. அப்படி அழகு தாவரமாக பயன்படுத்துவாங்க. இதுலேருந்து ஒன்றுனா பிரித்து நிறைய ஆர்னமெண்ட்ஸ் செய்வாங்க. ஓகே, நெக்ஸ்ட் we need to see about angiosperm. The term angiosperm is derived from two Greek words, that is angio, which means box or closed, sperma, which means seed. Habit of the plant may be herb, shrub and tree. They have well-developed vascular tissues called xylem and phloem. Xylem contains vessel, tracheids, xylem parenchyma and xylem fiber. Phloem contains sieve tubes, phloem parenchyma, companion cells and phloem fibers. The classification of angiosperms are of two types. One is dicotyledon and monocotyledon. Dicotyledon and monocotyledon. Characteristic features of dicotyledon and monocotyledon are shown in your picture. I have prepared as a table for your easy understanding. Let's see that now. This is monocot, dicot difference. See the embryo. Only one kind of cotyledon is there, two cotyledons are there. Okay, நெல்லெல்லாம் எடுத்துக்கிட்டிங்கன்னா ஒன்று தான் இருக்கும். தட் இஸ் மோனோகாட், எக்ஸாம்பிள் ஃபார் மோனோகாட். இதே சுண்டல் எடுங்க, அது ரெண்டாக பிரிக்கலாம், ஈக்குவல் பார்ட்ஸாக பிரிக்கலாம். அவரை விதை எடுத்துக்கிட்டிங்கன்னா பிரிக்கலாம். தட் இஸ் டைகாட். ஓகே, ஸோ சி த ரூட் சிஸ்டம். Monocot, they have fibrous root. Dicot, they are tap root. See the leaf venation. Leaf venation will be parallel. பக்கத்தில் parallel இருக்கும் லீஃப் கிளை விடுறது. ஆனால் இங்கே ரெக்டிகுலேட்டடாக இருக்கும். இதில் இந்த டைகாட்டில் you need not to more interest about this vascular bundle arrangement, that you will learn in the 10th standard science. Okay, next monocot, dicot. ஃப்ளவர் அரேஞ்ச்மெண்ட் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா 3 இருக்கும் மோனோகாட்டில். டைகாட்டில் 5 பெட்டல்ஸாக தான் வரும். 3 அடுக்கடுக்காக வரும் மோனோகாட்டில். டைகாட்டில் 5 பெட்டல்ஸ் முக்கால்வாசி அப்படி தான் இருக்கும். ஓகே, நெக்ஸ்ட் போலன் ஸ்ட்ரக்சர், இட் இஸ் நாட் தட் மச் இம்பார்ட்டன்ட். ஓகே, next examples are given. Wheat, corn, these are all the example for monocot. And sunflower, apple trees, these are roses, these are all the examples for dicots. Next, taxonomy. Taxonomy is the branch of biology that deals with the study of identification, classification, description and Nomenclature of living organism. The word taxonomy is derived from two Greek words. Taxis means arrangement and nomos means laws. The word taxonomy was first coined by Augustine Pyramus de Candolle. The classification: plants are arranged into different groups and categories on the basis of similarities and differences. It is called classification. There are four types of classification: artificial system of classification, natural system of classification, phylogenetical system of classification, modern system of classification. Artificial system of classification is first proposed by Carolus Linnaeus in his book Species Plantarium. Okay, Carolus Linnaeus in his book Species Plantarium. Next, natural system of classification, Bentham and Hooker. Okay, published their natural system of classification in their book named General Plantarium in 3 volumes. Oh, this is the widely used natural system of classification is widely used one in many herbarium and botanical gardens all over the world. Okay. Next, binomial nomenclature. The naming of an organism with 2 words is known as binomial nomenclature. For example, the binomial nomenclature of mango is Mangifera indica. Mangifera indica. The first name Mangifera refers to the genus name, and the second word indica refers to the species name. First name genus name, second name species name. Binomial name was first introduced by Gaspard Bauhin in the year 1623. Binomial system was implemented by Linnaeus in his book Species Plantarium. The system of naming the plant on scientific basis is known as botanical nomenclature. Next, they have given outline for Bentham and Hooker system of classification. You just go through this classification. Next, we need to see about uses of medicinal plants. Plants are useful to us in many ways. Some plants along with their parts are used as medicines. Uses of such medicinal plants are given below. First, Cupimene. Okay, it belongs to the family of Euphorbiaceae. The paste obtained from the leaves of this plant is used to cure the burns on the skin. The juice of this plant leaves is mixed with the lemon juice to cure ringworm. It is very good for your skin maintenance. You can use it. Then then Vilvum. It belongs to the family Ractaceae. The unripe fruit of this tree is used to treat indigestion. It is used to cure chronic diarrhea and dysentery. Next, Toothvalley. It belongs to the family Solanaceae. The leaves and the fruits of this plant cure cough and cold. Nowadays, you can use this Toothvalley very wide. Okay, it is widely used in the treatment of tuberculosis and bronchial asthma. Next, Kiranelli. It belongs to the family Euphorbiaceae. The entire plant is used for the treatment of jaundice. It gives additional strength to human liver, and it is used to treat other liver disorders also. So you can use this medicinal valuable plants in your frequent diet. Aloe vera. It belongs to the family Liliaceae. The leaves of this plant is used to cure piles and inflammation on the skin. It cures peptic ulcer. So it is also very good for your health and hair growth. Okay. So these are all the things given in your lesson Plant Kingdom. You go through the lesson and learn well, obtain a clean knowledge about the plants. All the best. Thank you.